Well, I agree with Paul that we need to be rational, we need to be scientific, but when I look at the scientific evidence, it leads to belief in God. For example, the Big Bang Theory, by 3 lines of converging evidence, the expanding universe, the radiation echo, and the second law of thermodynamics, all lead scientifically to prove that the universe had a beginning. Now, one of the fundamental rational laws of all thought, and Paul is a rationalist, he wants to be rational, that's why I enjoy dialoguing with him, is that every event, everything that comes to be, has a cause. Now, if the universe came to be, then it's only rational to conclude that the universe had a cause. Let me illustrate by a story of 2 men, an atheist and a theist, who went for a walk in the woods. They came on a translucent ball, a glass ball about 8 feet in diameter, and the theist said to the atheist, where'd it come from? He said, I don't know, but somebody must have put it here. It just didn't pop into existence out of nowhere. They both agreed. And the theist said, well, if the ball is 16 feet in diameter, does it still need a cause? You know, if little balls need causes, big ones need causes too. And he said, well, what if the ball is as big as the whole world? The atheist paused and said, well, yeah, if little ones need causes, then big ones need causes, and really big ones need causes too. Then he said, what if the ball is as big as the whole universe? The atheist said, of course it doesn't need a cause, it's just there. That's not rational.
Then you say the universe has a cause, and I take it that you would say that God caused the universe. And my question then is, if every event has a cause, what caused God?
Well, see, you just confused the statement. Everything that comes to be has a cause. God didn't come to be, so he doesn't need a cause. Just as the atheist believes...
You contradicted your notion that
No, I didn't. Let me finish.
Cause.
Just as the atheist believes that the universe is eternal, often, and therefore didn't need a cause, if you can have an uncaused universe, we can have an uncaused cause. God, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander.
No, I don't know that the universe... I wouldn't say necessarily the universe is uncaused.
If it's caused, then there must have been a cause beyond it, right?
There are causes. Now, you have the Big Bang, the hypothesis in contemporary physics and cosmology, that takes us back only to a point, but what caused the matter at that time before it exploded? So that you can't stop.
That's not what the Big Bang does. The Big Bang hypothesis says that the very matter of the universe came into existence 10 to 20 billion years ago. That when you take it back to a point, you reach a time where you have no space, no time, and no matter. You have literally nothing.
Well, we cannot say. We cannot say.
Even agnostics, Robert Jastrow in his book God and the Astronomers says that it came into existence out of nothing some billions of years ago. Now, if it came to be, and every event that comes to be needs a cause, then the universe needs a cause too.
Well, I don't want to talk about the universe. You have many divergent lines of causality and many kind of events happening.
What's wrong with the universe?
You're leaping beyond it.
No, what's wrong with the universe and talking about the whole show, what Sagan calls the cosmos?
You have the cosmos, but you have many things, have many things happening in the cosmos. Physics only takes you up to a point. What happened before that point? Now, if everything has a cause, then God must have a cause.
That's your question. No, see.
But you make an exception to the point that everything has a cause.
It's not an exception.
You're only pushing your ignorance one back.
Oh, no, it isn't. You're missing the point. You're not listening to it. Everything that comes to be has a cause. That's the principle. The universe came to be, therefore the universe has a cause. Now, if God always existed, he didn't come to be, he doesn't need a cause.
I see. Well, you're defining the situation, you're assuming your case by definition.
Not at all. The rational
because you're defining, how do you know that God did not come to be? How do you know that?
We know that the universe came to be.
But how do you know that God did not come to be?
And we know that everything that comes to be had a cause.
Well, how do you know that God did not come to be?
Because everything that comes to be has a cause. And if he caused the universe to come to be, he couldn't have come to be.
By definition, you're defining, you're trying to define what you want to prove.
By the law of rationality.
How do you know?
The law of rationality
That's
says
not rational. That's an assumption.
You don't believe that?
Well, how do you know?
Okay. Let me.
It's a rational assumption.
Let's start out with a couple of things.
Irrational assumption.
Irrational assumption to say things have causes?
Well, wait. Norman, Paul, hold it here. I want to ask one question. What is the evidence?
And even agnostics
or an end.
Okay, let's let Norman explain why. Norman, let's slow down.
In his book, 5 Ways, the British atheist Anthony Kinney says, the Big Bang Theory holds that the universe came into existence. So, as an atheist, he said, I'd have to conclude that the universe came into existence from nothing and by nothing. Now, you talk about ultimate irrationality. They used to criticize us as theists for believing that someone made something out of nothing, ex nihilo creation, and laugh. Now they believe no one made something out of nothing. Ha-ha.
Well, I deny the notion that the universe came into being ex nihilo, out of nothing. You're leaping beyond the evidence.
Then it's eternal. then you have something that's
it
not
seems
caused.
to me it's...
What you just told me a moment ago is irrational to believe that something was uncaused like God.
No, it seems to me that it's not any less intelligible to say that the
Why is it
universe
rational
was
for you to believe the
eternal?
universe is uncaused and irrational for me to believe that God is uncaused? What you just told me a moment ago is irrational to believe that something was uncaused like God.
No, it seems to me that it's not any less intelligible to say that the
Why
universe
is it rational
was
for you to believe the
eternal?
universe is uncaused and irrational for me to believe that God is uncaused? It's very simple. I'm just using two principles. One is a fundamental rational principle that's the basis of all modern science. Every event, everything that comes to be has a cause. The universe came to be, therefore the universe had a cause. And the evidence that the universe came to be is the second law of thermodynamics. It's running out of usable energy. Therefore it can't be eternal or it would have run down a long time ago. Therefore the universe must have had a beginning. That's a scientific fact. And if secular humanists want to be scientific, they have to face the facts. And the facts are that the universe had a beginning. And if it had a beginning, there must have been a beginner. We can speculate later as to what kind of beginner, what kind of cause it was, but there had to be a cause. Otherwise, they're left with the absurd position that nothing produced something. And that is absurd.
Now, is that...
Why do all the scientists, even skeptics, atheists and agnostics, believe that the universe had a beginning? Even Paul Davies is talking about the universe coming into existence out of nothing, without a cause. And Anthony Kinney and Robert Jastrow and all the scientists, they're not disputing that the universe had a beginning. All the evidence points it. They may dispute whether there's a God who caused it, but I think you're not looking at the evidence when you say the universe didn't have a beginning, because there's firm evidence that it did.